Hi, Aman. Welcome back to our Back to Basics series this time. And I want to welcome you again. Thanks and nice to have you.
Seema, I'm so glad this time I'm in my jacket. You know, fall makes you get out some of your nice looking clothes. You always have a jacket on, so I had an inferiority complex. So I'm back now with my jacket.
That's a nice spin to cold weather.
Yes, it's coming. It's coming. And I think a lot of what we talk about is getting ready for the future. And if we go back to our last topic, it was about, I think you put it very nicely when you introduced the concept of net zero. And it got back me thinking that how many people live from Monday to Friday and have nothing to report at the end of the week. And then you mentioned that 20, 30, and 50 rule, which I think is awesome. Like, anybody can figure that out. So if I have a post-tax after-tax take home of 100K, I need to put that 20% away to pay myself first. So, the natural question that comes is, okay, where do I put that 20%?
That's right. And that's where we left off last week, was to talk about what to do with that 20%. And Aman, this concept is not limited to people that are earning 100,000 plus. We're only choosing 100,000 as our example, 100,000 after tax income for a family. But it could be someone who's earning 50 or 150. Now, what do we do with that money? First of all, when the money comes in, my suggestion, again, going back to the last presentation that we did, do not live in net zero world. Okay, you work Monday to Friday, make sure your paycheck lasts you a lifetime and not just till Saturday. Okay, right. Now the question comes, what is the value? What is the value proposition of me putting money away? So, Aman, if you don't mind, I'd like to share a little calculator for 1 minute. And I want to show how that time value of money works when you put money away. I stole it from Credit Counseling Society. Anybody can download this. Right. But let's say we have a couple who starts to put $1,000 a month, okay? Right. And they're 30 years old. They're fine to do this for the next 30 years. Okay. $1,000 a month. We're not even going by 20%. We're just putting $1,000 a month. And yeah. I'm going to say that this money earns them about, let's say they're a balanced personality. Which interest would you like me to pick?
I think 5% would be reasonable. I think that we could stick with that.
Sure. 5% is more conservative investor, but let's go with that. Yeah. So at 5%, we do this for 30 years. We put $1,000 a month. That will in 30 years become $823,000. Right. Yeah. And when I talk to my clients about saving in your tax-free savings account, it's very sad, Aman, that these people think, especially the middle class thinks that it's an emergency account. Okay. It's right. Not an emergency fund account. It is a long-term savings account for you. You're not paying tax on this money. So when we look at this money here, 832,000, basically you invested 361 and your money earned another 462,000. And you paid no tax on this 462,000. Right. And you've saved up 823,000. If you save this money in a tax-free savings account, when you withdraw this money, again, there is no tax on it. Yeah, yeah. Right. So that's the value in putting money away at the right time.
Right. So I think we just still have to respect the TFSA limits for the account. But I think what you're saying is, or correct me if I'm wrong here, you look at which of the registered accounts give you the most tax benefit, put your money into it, let it grow. Even conservatively, you'll come out way ahead.
Oh, absolutely. So 2 things I want to say here, and of course, thanks for reminding me about the TFSA limits. So anyone who has not contributed anything up until now and they were 18 years or older in 2009, they can actually start this account with $80,000 upfront. right? Second thing I want to mention is there is no better strategy than investing your money at regular intervals. Okay, in financial world, we call it dollar cost averaging, but dollar cost averaging gets you a lot ahead than someone who's making lump sum payments into their savings account.
So, and I think that's a good point, and I think at this point we should conclude. We talked about the time value of money. We talked about registered accounts. We talked about dollar cost averaging. If there are details about this anybody needs, I think we can discuss this in more details. But at this point, I think we should leave it at here and address a next topic in the next call.
Absolutely. And I think I'm leaning more towards finding out what your personality is as a client. I think that would be the area of our next presentation, but I would, certainly connect with you and we'll talk about it more.
Yeah, I think that's a lot to do with when we talked about the 5% and being conservative. That could be 7% or it could be 9%. It all depends. And we haven't modeled that into that. But very right, like your personality type will determine the kind of asset allocation you get into.
That's right. And me and you both know how we have to turn clients away when they say, I will take no risk, but I would like 10% return. We'll talk more about that. We'll talk about more of those clients, and hopefully we can educate them a little bit as to how to get your feet wet when you're thinking about investing.
Absolutely, Seema. Look forward to our next one.
Thank you, Aman, and have a great week ahead.
You too.